AICC, in conjunction with Paperboard Packaging, presents the 32nd inductee into our Hall of Fame. Today, we are proud to honor Jack W. Schwarz, an industry giant who built his success by ensuring the success of others. Shortly after marrying Gay Hirschberger, a young Jack Schwarz began a career in corrugated 45 years ago. He quickly moved from salesman to plant manager to general manager. Jack was known for conviviality and his ability to form connections. With the help of an SBA loan, along with modest personal savings, Jack Schwarz set out on his own in 1977 to create Central Corrugated, one of the first exclusively sheet-feeding businesses of its kind. Soon to become famous for making the most out of modest resources, Jack tirelessly built the company and developed his customer base using a card table, several rolls of dimes, and a paid telephone as his first office.
He just had a will to try to do something different.
Rick Van Horn and his family were brought in as partners.
Rick was in the sheet feeding business with his father already, and my dad needed a partner.
He was very good at working with machinery suppliers, of getting us in on the ground floor, money permitting our expansion, and he started building and improving from day one.
After a few years, the Central Corrugated name was shortened to C-Corp.
Well, next morning delivery is turnaround time that was unknown to anybody at that time. We were one of the pioneers of next day delivery, which is what a sheet plant requires and what they need, because their whole program is based on next day delivery also. Our whole pitch was to go to outservice our competition.
C-Corp was based on providing quality and service, while positioning itself as your supplier, not your competitor. The company's embrace of and investment in technology helped drive its growth as C-Corp added new plants and acquired others.
Central Corrugated was number one. Trey Corrugated in Cincinnati was number two. I believe we then went up to the Michigan market to Premier Corrugated in Jackson, Michigan. All the acquisitions and new construction were aimed towards sheet feeders.
GP purchased C-Corp, I believe it was the late 90s.
True to his nature, Jack shared the success he'd had with C-Corp.
The fact that when he did that, he set aside a substantial amount of the money that was earned from the sale of the company that went back to the employees of C-Corp, which to me was just amazing. I think it just really demonstrated the value that he placed on the people in the organization and how he understands how important they are and to the overall success, and how he was willing to give back to the people.
The employees showed their gratitude in numerous ways.
And then, of course, Jack went on to start his new business, which has grown to be ever so much larger than the business that he sold to our company many years ago.
We've tried to, in our second life in the business, tried to keep a similar approach to how we do business and sharing of profits. And if we have a good year, everybody does well. If we have a not so good year, we don't.
The philosophy, which I think is a really good one, I think it's one of Jack's most brilliant ideas, which is to create these partnerships, these different businesses, but to allow the managers that are involved in running the business to have some ownership.
And we take the partnership concept all the way down to how we handle our general managers, key employees, to how we handle our relationships with our sheet plants.
Those relationships that are successful on both sides make everybody have a chance to succeed. And when his customers get to grow and grow their businesses, we get to grow our business.
I have learned from Jack the value of teamwork more than anything else, and how he builds a team and gets everybody's opinion You know, we're a very democratic company.
As Jack would tell you, it's not important that we're the largest. The important thing is that we've helped many of our independent partners and customers grow, and I think that's the most important thing. And Jack would tell you, one of the things we say in the sheet business, that our growth is 100% dependent upon the growth of our partners and our customers.
Happy employees and happy customers and happy vendors yield happy owners.
Today, Schwarz Partners LLC, along with its many partners, is involved in 2 container board mills, 9 sheet feeders, 12 box plants with 4 additional fulfillment and warehousing facilities, 5 trucking companies, and several unrelated businesses, including mining, insurance, scrap recovery, aviation, and real estate, all based on a simple principle.
Jack values people probably more than any other asset in his businesses.
And how did Jack build success for himself and so many others?
Treat the business like family.
Jack's whole philosophy was to hire good people. And that in itself is one of the reasons he was as successful as he was.
Think big, support believe in the people that you work with, and just not accepting on a losing team. That's just not something that he accepts, and that's a great motivator for the rest of us.
Over the long haul, you're best to deal with people fairly and do things so that all companies can benefit and earn a profit over the long haul.
Being an independent for my father was the epitome of being an entrepreneur.
A big piece of independence is always being on the cutting edge of taking care of your customers, and you're not growing unless your customer is growing.
Our ability to focus on what their needs are versus what our needs are.
His vision was to try to create that large independent company that was more focused on the customer than focused on mill production.
Constant reinvestment is also a Schwarz principle.
Technology is a huge part of our business, and here at Schwarz Partners they have decided to beef up the IT department and to provide the tools that we need in the field to really use technology as a differentiating factor in the marketplace.
The structure that Jack put in place has enabled the company to be very flexible and nimble.
Commitment is 100%. We haven't taken a dollar out of this company in terms of dividends to put in their pockets. All the money that we've made has gone back in the business.
Our largest part of our investment in technology has been in equipment and software, and using those in conjunction with each other.
And it's really been, without that investment, we wouldn't have nearly seen the success that we've had.
The Schwarz Partners Group, I believe, has just crossed a very, very large threshold, which is 1 million tons per year.
However, partners and employees aren't the only ones with whom Jack has shared his success.
My father decided to support ICPF the way he has, because I think he's in that stage in life where he's trying to give back to an industry that has been very good to himself and to his family and to my brother, myself, and our kids.
He believes our industry needs to do a better job, frankly, of sustaining itself, and he believes the ICPF is a great way to do that.
He contributes because we have been successful, and we're trying to share some of that success.
He frankly contributes to a multitude of charities, large and small, here in the central Indiana area, but he does it in a very quiet way. He's not the kind of guy that's frankly going to take the microphone. He's the kind of guy that will quietly support a host of various organizations.
Well, when we sold C-Corp, he gave a significant portion of the proceeds to the employees. And I think this is just a different way to be giving back. When he enters into a transaction, he doesn't want it to be one-sided. He views every transaction as partnering with a customer, a vendor, whomever it may be, and I think and our second life in the business, so to speak, is just taking it one step further.
He's a very generous person.
His ability to motivate people and yet do it in a very fun way is something that's certainly that I admire.
He is the consummate entrepreneur.
A gentleman, a thinker, an innovator, and a performer.
There's a heart and a soul.
From humble beginnings to today, what many consider the largest of all corrugated independents.
One of the things I've been the most impressed about is how successful he's been as a family man, not just as a businessman. I think the level to which he's been able to balance it is something that you just have to call incredible. He's been an incredible businessman, and usually people that have that much success just don't have the time for their family. And he's found a way to do it. So it's a great family, it's a close family, and if I've learned anything from him, it's you can keep on setting your sights higher on the business side and still maintain your balance and your commitment to your family.
The thing I admire most about Jack and the system he set up and the way he built the company, the culture that he creates by letting every person know that they're all valued members of the Schwarz team, whether they drive a truck or they in the office or they run a machine. He treats everybody the same, and he treats them all like family.
Well, I've learned from Jack that the key to success in business is being surrounded by and having help from great people.
There's virtually no turnover. Once you go to work for Jack Schwarz and you do your job, you will be a Schwarz partner or part of the Schwarz group forever.
All the politicians chortle about job creation. Jack, and I should add Gay Schwarz, have been so magnificent at creating jobs through the businesses over the years.
And that is because the way Jack treats people.
Jack, you're the best.
Ensuring the success of others and a fervent belief in the people he surrounds himself with. Characteristics worthy of honor, and reasons why Jack W. Schwarz is the newest member of the AICC Paperboard Packaging Hall of Fame.